to get that off. But yeah, so we can get started. Today we're going to be talking about Chat GPT. So obviously AI, we all know that it's with us and it's not going to go anywhere. So just going to chat about a few things today to maybe help us in our world on the real estate side. I mean, you can do a lot with it, and you can pick and choose. So really just going to show you guys a couple things today. And it's really something like I could sit here all day and just keep showing you, but it's really like throw some ideas at you and then let you just go play with it. And maybe you want to use it for this or that. I use it not every day. I have, just so you guys know, I have a free version. So sometimes, if you're doing 3 or 4 things, it might say, well, you got to wait 2 hours to do something else. But usually I can do whatever I need to and not have an issue. So if you hop on it and love it, there is a paid version that you can actually do a whole bunch more, and it's certainly not going to tell you that, you got to, you can't do something until tomorrow, which is mainly if you're doing things with pictures and stuff. So just some ideas, and then I'll show you a few of them. So as far as a biography goes, so, and I'm not sure when was the last time some of us thought about a biography, and that's about us, not, not a, not, we'll talk about a listing description. So just a sort of a side note that kind of fits in with the biography. If you guys have not Googled yourself lately, you should Google yourself. We need to, if you were with another agency, if you are new to the business, if you've been in the business, 20 years, it doesn't matter. Google yourself, kind of see what comes up. If you haven't checked it out, maybe your biography is, 3 or 4 years old, maybe you want to think about updating that. But NAR says that above 70% of folks that may use us will Google us. So even if it's a referral, like, oh, you have to use Rick, he was great. You're like, my butt's going home and I'm going to Google Rick and see what I see. So I better see, I want to see a current headshot. I want to see a current biography. I want, accurate information, email, phone, just as a, sort of a side note, check that out. In the second piece of that is, if your first page isn't all real estate, you need to get it to be all real estate. So you need to go to Zillow, Realtor, Yelp, Angie's List. There are a ton of places that you can go create create an account free. You don't need to pay anything. You don't need to join anything. Just create a free biography or a free, um, account that says, hey, this is me. This is my headshot. This is my biography, and I sell real estate. And just create that. And it won't take long for Google to, grab those and kind of put them into into your Google search, so that someone Googles you, it's like real estate, real estate, real estate, and that's a great thing. Well, the piece of that is same headshot all the way through, same biography all the way through. And Google will love it. Google will love that it's the same biography on, talking about you selling real estate on Zillow, Realtor, in all those platforms. It's just going to be a big thing. So when we talk about a biography, I do this, every day. And agents are like, I don't know where to start. Do I talk about this or that? So just come into Chat GPT and you can just, you're going to have to bear with me as I type this. So I just write a real estate biography for me. And I'm gonna keep this simple, but I'm just gonna, you know, I'm just going to give it some info. So I'm trying to think. So again, keeping it simple. But if I'm actually going to write this and be like, hey, I'm going to use that, or have a good base to adjust it, I'm gonna, I'll add more. But just write a real estate biography for me, Wayne Weaver, agent for 15 years, Chautauqua County, like sports in the lake, and I'm just gonna hit go. And right now it's, oh geez, what's it on? And sometimes you got to adjust it. And I should have wrote this before, so I knew what. Sorry. Let's see if that does it. So I just added personal biography, but I mean, it like I gave it that little info and it spits out that biography. And I might not like my name in there, it's almost like third party, like, so you can leave that out and just, talk about you. You can certainly add stats in there if you want. Like, I kept it simple, but it spit that out in seconds. And I'm going to read it. I'm going to make sure there's nothing in there ethics, or we really have to be careful with it because it's just spitting it out. But if I read that and I could copy that, put it into Word, um, and tweak it, whatever. But basically, in seconds, literally in seconds, I can copy that and be like, hey, that's my biography. So again, just some thoughts on, kind of using this platform to, to help us. Like, I could sit here for 2 hours, or maybe push it off because it's like, I don't want to write a biography about myself. I don't know where to start, So just kind of starting with this, and you could take, like I did, I just took what I wrote, copied it, you can paste it in again, and you can add 3 things and see what that spits out. Certainly, unless you're handy at that writing thing, just a great platform to, to help us or push us into actually getting it done. Again, copy it, take your headshot, and go make sure your online presence is exactly this. And if you, even aside from Chat GPT, making sure that your biography that's online, trust me, people are seeing it. Make sure that biography is accurate, current, whatever it needs to be, because whether we know it or not, folks are finding us. As always, any questions, just unmute yourself. If anyone's used this for something, please, add to whatever I'm saying, because it's really, it's really a try it and see what happens kind of platform. Some folks I know that are use it every day, all day, for lots and lots of things, are pretty handy with it, and I still kind of dabble in it. So that's one piece. So the one other thing that we can do with it is a listing description. Same concept. So I don't know about you guys, but I will go get the listing. I will take the pictures. I will do the MLS. I'll have it all ready. And the last thing that I need to do is write that listing description. And I don't know why it takes me a while to start talking about the house, so if that's you, or you use you kind of want to use this as a launch pad, or you write your own and you love it, but just an idea. So I'm gonna kind of do the same thing. So this is what I'm going to keep simple. Write a listing description for. So just so you guys know, you can say, write a listing description in paragraph form. Write a listing description, max of 500 characters. Write a list, I mean, you can tell it like what you want in actually saying that. This will, I think the default always is like, is bullet point. So I'm actually going to, so I'm going to, I just wrote, write a listing description in paragraph form for, and now same thing. I'm going to keep this simple, but put whatever you want about the house. So if you have, two features or 20, you can add as much as you want. So in some, do the beds and the baths, don't do it, but I'm just going to make some things up. So country setting, updated throughout, large yard. So again, just going to kind of keep it simple. Talk about the kitchen, beds, baths. You can put room sizes. You can do whatever you want, but keeping it simple. Write a listing description in paragraph form 4, 2-bed, 2-bath, country setting, updated throughout yards, large yard, full basement. And I'm just going to hit this little arrow and it spits out, what usually in my case is a pretty good listing description that I might tweak, but I like. So, welcome to the dream country retreat, it might not be something that came to my mind when I was, talking about, and maybe it's too much. Maybe it's not a retreat and you want, you need to, it's hey, just because I said it's 2-bedroom doesn't mean it's a retreat, so, but again, just the idea of, taking your info and, having it spit out in add, it will add sentences, just and it's, kind of doing it's all on its own. There's obviously so much, computer spit out from behind it, but, again, just an idea of using this to help us, if it saves me 20 minutes, if it saves me a bunch of anxiety because I don't want to write it, that type of thing. That's sort of the concept behind it. Has anyone used this? Rick, have you, just because I'm looking at that group, but Richard, anybody used Chat GPT or
Yeah, we use it all the time, Wayne. As far as the MLS descriptions, I was telling everybody, we'll write an MLS description no more than 1,200 characters. And then the same thing, I'll give it highlights about the house and something I want to say, and then it'll spit it out. Sometimes there's a lot of flowery shit in there, and you have to kind of edit it down. But for the most part, it saved us a tremendous amount of mental anguish, because a blank piece of paper is very intimidating. So it saved us a lot of. It's been great. I guess that's the best way of putting it.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of these out there. Canva does the
Yeah,
same thing.
that's
I
what we
mean,
use.
they're all the same thing.
Yeah.
I use it too.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So, isn't it crazy? Like, literally, like I just listed a house. I'm like, I had like Rick, the anxiety part, like, I can't, I finished it and I'm like, oh, okay, let me go over to Chat GPT and have it write my listing description. Saved me, at least an hour. And I had no anxiety whatsoever because it's like, well, it's going to write it and I'm going to tweak it and be done a lot sooner. And I didn't have to come up with any verbiage to make it look better than I could write. So, but no, I love that. I love that some folks are using it and that it is helpful. So one other thing, I'm gonna try this. So one thing that you can do, and it's not gonna let me now because I think I was playing with it yesterday, but you can in whether it's Chat GPT or Canva and things, I mean, just some other things that you can do with essentially AI is stage. So if you have an empty house, you can put the pictures into AI and have it stage this room as a living room, stage this room, as a dining room, and it will spit back out the same picture but staged. So just kind of think of that as potential avenues that if you're going to do it is as far as Chat GPT, probably the other ones as well, a paid version. So so if you think about it, but you can come in here and play with it and see like, oh, okay, I could make that work kind of thing. But I'm gonna try it. Let me see if I can just I'm going to see if I can copy a picture and paste, and let's see if it'll let me paste it in here. So yeah, it's not going to let me. So I was going to try to show you guys another feature in whether we use it as in real estate or not. If you upload a picture and it's of just for instance, this is kind of a weird setting, but Jamestown skyline. If you're just trying to type that, you could actually just upload a picture and say, describe this picture. And it will spit out a description. It'll analyze everything about it and spit a description out. So that's just kind of another feature, that, Chat GPT or any of the AI programs can do.
Wayne, also keep in mind, you can also write that, you can say in it, write it funny,
Oh,
write it
yes.
sad, write it colorful. You can come up with any description you want for the tenor of the content you're trying to do. So some of it you could say write it funny or write it humorous. They come up with some pretty good stuff. It's like that's a good description of the house or whatever you're trying to do. So
Yeah. You can, I mean, just, feeding off Rick's, like you can write it in Spanish, right? I
yeah,
mean, again, we're not going to do that for the MLS, but hey, if I have a
yeah.
Spanish speaking client, like I can take something and like translate it into Spanish. So, so just lots and lots of, different things that you can do with this. Kind of
And
going back to like, we're going to kind of show you some things, but like come in here later, come in here tomorrow, talk to Rick, talk to Ginger, Jeremy, like whoever else that is using this, and we can all kind of keep sharing our thoughts on it and make it work for kind of make it work for all of us.
Hey, Wayne,
oh, go
Yes.
ahead.
if you couldn't upload the picture into this chat GPT, which program are you recommending for us to use that we can upload a picture?
Well, you can do it in here, but it's only it's limited to what you can do. So if you decide you're gonna, you kind of want to use it, there's in as far as Chat GPT goes, there's a paid version that will allow you to do everything and more. There's no limits, no whatsoever. So, and I'm not sure. I
Yeah,
think maybe
Canva will do it too. You can do the
yeah.
same.
Is there a paid
Usually
version?
Office has a subscription with Canva.
Oh, okay. Well, that's even, yeah. So, I mean, just because I'm in here in Chat GPT, like, Canva's, it's the same thing. You're just gonna tell it what you want and it's gonna spit it out. So it's not like, oh, I gotta learn a whole, this is Chat GPT is a website, and they're in this box. When you get on the website, this box is down here and that's it. So it's not like we're learning a new platform. So it's like, oh, I got to learn Canva. So just kind of realize, whichever, AI platform you use. But, if you don't have a subscription, likely, you're going to have one or use the Office one as far as Canva goes to do some extra stuff. And pictures is one of those extra things. So.
But the more it gets to know, like when I first started using this around January when it first came out, it didn't even know where Chautauqua County or Chautauqua Lake was. But as more and more agents use it and the public uses it, it gathers information about our
Yeah.
whole county, the lakes and everything. So the descriptions and everything become much more detailed and much more colorful and have a lot more depth to them. Then, because now it has a lot of familiarity and a lot of data to pull from on what it's putting out for you. So the more it's used, the smarter it gets. And it takes
Yes.
over the world and kills us all.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, probably a couple years from now, I'm going to be like, I wish I could write my own listing description, but I'm so addicted to the platform now. So, but yeah, no, I mean, you know what? Like some people are so scared. I'm like, look, this thing knows all about me anyway. So what's it matter if I, log in and use it and tell it what I'm doing every day? I'm, selling real estate. You might as well know. So, but yeah, so so even if you're not going to use the Spanish listing description, it's just to kind of play with it and like, oh, I can do that, I can do that, I can do that. I mean, in a half an hour, you come in here and just type in 3 or 4 things. It's, you're going to see exactly what you can do. You can have it write it as write it like you're in London. I mean, it's really just unstoppable as to what it can do. And everyone's, just as long as we know it exists, and it might help us, might not, everyone can just kind of figure out how it works for them. That's really the whole idea. Just some other thoughts about using it is, you can have it write a blog for you, so a newsletter. So even you can use it for social media. So just think about like, well, there's no part of me that's going to sit down and write a blog. I'm not writing my own newsletter, but maybe I want to. You can use it to write a custom letter to your past clients, and just give it a few things to add to it. So think about it along the lines of what can I do this to help grow my business, make my daily life easy. Listing description, using the biography if you don't have one or need to tweak it, possibly using it for that. But that's a Google SEO thing that's going to help me just be out there more. So so many ideas, but things like blogs and newsletters, I mean, if it's written right or with the right verbiage, you can tell it to focus on SEO, in use words like Chautauqua Institution, Lakewood, Jamestown. You could add those in there, so when it writes it, those pop up. And anytime we talk about where we live, it's always a big Google SEO push, because it pinpoints us here. And someone that Google's Chautauqua Institution, Google knows we exist, whether we come up on that first page or whatever. Just know that if we have on our website or anything the word Chautauqua Institution in a blog, in a newsletter that's online, Google's going to know it exists. It's going to throw it out there. Well, if we do that in 4 blogs instead of 1, if we do it 5 times on our website instead of 1, Google will see it all 5 times. And if they see that, and then they see a blog, and then they see a newsletter, and it's in our biography, like all of that, that's, if you Google something, that's what happens. Google, same type of speed as this. They go out there in seconds, kind of find out, what words are where, and spit out, that first page and the next couple pages. So just again, just some thoughts on, ideas that just might be beneficial for us to make it work for us. So, well, it's a short session today, but that's kind of what I wanted to do is kind of the introduction and some ideas behind it. But certainly I'm going to pause for a minute and see if anyone has any questions or anything else to add.
Hey, Wayne.
Yes.
Since the office subscribes to Canva, and really, I haven't really used it. Are you very familiar with it? Where maybe we could have a session on that, because then the agents could log in under our account and do what they want with it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll get the login. I'll get it, or if you want to send it to me, I'll either, we can actually just add another session, or even if I do a session and record it and put it out there, I'm happy to do that. So, or I can do some short videos on just.
Well, it would probably be better if Rick, if you don't mind, send him the login, and Rick is probably the most familiar with it, I would think. So he could probably, if you talk to him for a few minutes. But I'm really not familiar with it at all, because I haven't really used it.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely happy. So I'll get it. I mean, I'm in there. I've used it. I use it a lot for graphics and stuff, Canva. But yeah, definitely happy to you know, I'll figure out what's best, whether we do another session or, you know, I just record one, or if 3 short videos is enough to kind of just, you know, get the point across, and folks only have to watch, you know, a few short videos to, you know, to kind of get the same point and know where to go and how to do it in Canva. Definitely can do that.
Yeah, and one last thing, Wayne, on these recordings, because I know you record each session, where can we find the recording if we want to?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna talk to you about it, but I'd like to, you know, either add them to our YouTube channel or just create another YouTube channel for Real Estate Advantage agents and host them there, because it's real. I mean, I can send this link out, but eventually Zoom deletes them, or you run out of room, and then if someone, you know, if someone 6 months from now wants to watch one of these sessions, a new whatever, you know, and it's gone, so we put them on YouTube, they'll stay there forever. So I'll
Why
talk.
don't we put it on the Real Estate Advantage channel, Wayne, because that's the most known to everybody, and you also can obviously file it on there under your videos or something like that, so.
Yeah. So same with the
can let you-
Canva. I'll just get that
Yeah.
login. Obviously I have the ones we've done so far, so I'll get that login, and then either add a page for agents or you know, add a section for agents, and then just ideally we have the agents subscribe. They'll get notified when we add a video to it, but it'll be these videos we add to it.
That's great, okay.
Yeah, definitely can do that.
Yeah, sounds good then. And, well, when you say you're gonna add it just for the agents, if we want to share that video with a potential recruit, we should be able to share it with them, they can log in, right?
Or you can just, you know, you can have that recruit subscribe. You know, anybody can subscribe to the channel. It's just not likely, you know, it'll be out there for folks to subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's just,
Okay.
we'll advertise it to our agents. Hey, just go subscribe. So, you know, if we advertise it to a potential recruit, you know, they can find it or subscribe to it you know,
Okay,
and
that's
have
all.
access to them all. So absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll make it work for that for sure.
That's
All
fine.
right.
Well, thank you, Wayne.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thanks everyone for joining, and I'll figure out the recording thing and make sure we get them on that page still this week, by early next week at the latest. So so everyone can stay tuned for that, so we have them to share.
And when's our next session?
We are the 27th. So Tuesday the 27th at noon, and we're going to be in RPR. So
He's an idiot.
so yeah, we'll so two weeks from this past Tuesday, 27th.
Okay.
Awesome.
Sorry about that. Okay, Dwayne, thank you.
All right, sounds great. Take care, everyone.
Thank you, Wayne.
You're welcome.